color therapy and vision science as it relates to color is a profound field. You heard? I promise you, right? So now, when we perform the task of retail, are you taking in consideration demographic and the type of people that you're selling stuff to in a coherent way? You heard? Are you tapping into their primal aspects? So now, I tell you something. If you ever been someplace in this world, there is in New York City, there's a strip called Madison Avenue, and then there's a strip called Fordham Road, right? And the people in New York City, you can either shop on Madison Avenue, Park Avenue, or you can go to Fordham Road, or you can go to Albee Square Mall. And I guarantee you, when you go to these two locations, you might see sometimes same brands, but you're going to see colors made specifically for poor people. You're going to see a colorway that was specifically made for poor people. You heard? Now, what you mean, Rashid? I mean this. Poor people oftentimes suffer from a neurosis where they feel that they need to be seen. So this neurosis is an attention-seeking behavioral neurosis. So as soon as a nigga get $2 and rub their quarters together like this, $2 to rub together, they want to go, and you can tell it's new money. You can tell new money. You can tell when a nigga just got some money. You heard? By the colors. And the ensemble of colors is based off of the metric of their desire to now be seen, feeling that they was alienated in a society that did not even look at them. So, colors, right? Going to your colors. It's a therapy. It's a theory. This shit is deep, right? So I'm like this. Why you can't use the game to benefit from? You heard? So now, I got to send this to somebody. I got to send this to somebody. Right now. Son said he want the yellow one. I could sell more yellow and red Larry Davises because these is colors that tap into primacy. So this is the reason why your peoples, they observe animals for safety reasons and to protect them. You know why horses is important? Horses can detect storms. And you could get on a horse and ride the motherfucker. Then you got people whispering, horse whisperers. The motherfuckers can communicate to you and tell you some shit if it's finna happen. This is known. They have a particular bird, and I want to say in India or Indus Kush, that can tell the people if there's flooding coming. And it's based off of how high, because they love their kids so fucking much, birds. Vultures is on your people's headdress because they love their kids. You heard? And they got some digestive enzymes like no other. They'll bite through some fucking bone and digest and eat bones. There's constant reminders of death, that how important you think you are. They had to, you gotta bury humans because the fucking animal world be done consumed a dead body sitting up. The dogs you like, you niggas love you some dogs and shit and kitty cats and shit until you see a fucking kitty cat gnawing off somebody in a war-torn country You heard? And you see a kitty cat gnawing off a motherfucker's arm because ain't no cat food around. You heard? Dogs that devour you. They had flesh-eating dogs during slavery. They used to routinely let black people see dogs devour and eat humans as reminders, tapping into that fear. You heard? So we watch animals for a reason. We watch animals and we get game from animals. So in the y'all watching that Lovecraft Country? That Lovecraft Country, that shit is crazy. They went the fuck. I ain't see the last one, but every one I seen, yeah, they just went. They went all the way there with that shit. But the best one, the best episode is I Am. And they build you up to 7 episodes. You got to get through all the weird shit, all of the gruesome ass shit to get to I Am. And she said, am I being held hostage? Am I in prison? No, you free to go anywhere you want. What's your name? I Am. You seen that? The sister with the fro. I Am. Boom. She said, well, put me on the stage with Josephine Baker. Boom. She was right there. Right? What was her name? What was the sister's name? Hippolyta. Why? Because the hippopotamus is what? Is the galactic center. She had the horary. She was dealing with celestial spins and cycles. She's the one that had the key. Hippolyta. Who's the hippopotamus in your culture? The midwife. The hippo is the midwife. Ta'ert. The galactic center is occupied by interests of the cosmic midwives. You heard? The ones who know the cycles. They know how many days it takes and is required for a full birth. You heard? They know the average. And then they put the name. That's a whole nother class on Gematria. The word for birth has the same number of days that's required for birth. That's another topic. That's for my more loftier students. You heard? But fuck them lectures. I need to get a direct conduit to my real students right here on these goddamn internets so we can really get it popping. I promise you. You heard? So, Hippolyta, Ta'ert, galactic center. And what is it about the hippopotamus? Why did the hippopotamus become the galactic center? Because the hippopotamus is so brilliant to know its own force and its own gravity that it will get inside the center of water, where water is, in one of those lakes, in the spin, and create a vortex in the water to protect its young. You heard? To protect its young. You heard? You feel me? So now, I see y'all. Y'all deep. Y'all deep. Y'all deep. Y'all deep. For real. That's right. Savage Royale 6. Correct. Do need more midwifery. That's right, Bravo. Rio, Bravo. Patreon. For real. For real. The Golden Spiral. Correct. So now, I imagine y'all say hippocampus for memory reasons. You heard? Attribute and connect that as well to Hippolyta as the hippopotamus connected to Ta'ert, which is a celestial narrative because she did go into the celestial canopies. You heard? So now, the ill shit though is that if you hip to my books, I tell you that star systems are presented in books as animals as well. Dogs. Dogs. Dogs are resonant and connected to celestial star systems because of their behavior. Dog star hip hop. So when you hear the name, a lot of y'all should know what Caleb means. Caleb. When you hear Caleb, I told y'all this in the book. When they speak of dogs, they're speaking about celestial bodies. When they speak about wheels, they're speaking about celestial bodies. When they speak about daughters or multiple brides, many times they are speaking about celestial stations in the sky. Okay? So, we create mythic cosmologies in the physical world to suit our train of thought, to make it accustomed to create a streamline of abundance. Whereas, and I don't want you getting into this shit, man, this weird shit they telling you niggas, they got niggas thinking that, hey, Rashid, how do I raise my frequency so I can manifest things? You manifest things by lowering your frequency and by actually doing things on the physical world. Anxiety is a high frequency. You lay there feeling like the world is getting at you. And you like this. My God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Why are they treating me this way? What is going on? Is it me? Is it you? Why are you doing this? And all of this old shit. And all you got to do is put your hands on things and start putting them inside of things that you package. When niggas was little, you couldn't tell them niggas. They just knew they was geniuses. Niggas was selling crack back in the day, putting the motherfucking cracks inside them vials. Why you ain't putting them ideas inside of packages, man? You know everything. You niggas know everything, right? You're waiting for somebody to grandfather you into some shit that you could grandfather yourself into. I'm not finna be waiting for no nigga to do a motherfucking thing for me. I got a body of work showing I'm proficient in particular fields, and people are intelligent and know about that, and then we could coalesce and connect. That's the dopest shit in the world. But the thing is, I'm not going downstairs. I'm going upstairs. You heard? For real. For real. I learned this. This is some shit in masonry. And this is in different, different classes where they teaching certain techniques. They make the first class get the fuck out because we about to do something else. You heard? Y'all not ready for that. Stand outside. You heard? When you get to the second class, you heard? By the time we get to the second class, y'all gotta leave because we have a far more advanced class here on the third, right? So you gotta keep elevating. I can't teach nothing that don't elevate. I have to take away from myself to go. Nah, you got to be better than me to actually get something from me, because you the one with the wisdom. You wise. You heard? That's why you even know me. You know how much shit you could be doing right now, son? You know how much shit that you could actually be doing right now? I hope that I gave you some game and I didn't waste your motherfucking time. We not sitting up. We ain't got nothing negative to say about nobody. You heard? That's what the type of podcast and the type of shit I want to do. I want to do podcasts and speaking about shit that only the shit that I'm inspired by. That's real art. You heard? That's what artists do. They turn shit that they're afraid into art. White folks do that shit. Look at that nigga, the nigga that drew the alien shit. All that shit, the alien nigga that designed all that, you know what that come from? German heroin. This is a fact. Geiger. Check him out. Check out Geiger. He got a whole documentary on that. Heroin. And he starts his whole field, and this is why they used him as an artist, is that he believes in post-birth trauma, that humans is affected by post-birth trauma. That when you come in through that canal and that little big-ass head is squeezing out the cervix of mommy, and you be crying because your motherfucking head be hurting, nigga. And you entering into some stupid ass shit. Now they got to suck that dumb ass shit out your nose. You know how to go when you been there like this. You seen the babies come out, they be like, what the fuck is y'all doing? It's post-birth trauma. Good thing you forget shit. You heard? But somewhere in his neurosis or his pursuit of art, he, for some reason, he maintained and retained some of his post-birth trauma. So they used him because he demonized the life giver. They used his art for Alien. And Alien is about a black alien that is of extreme intelligence that wants to spread the gospel of motherfucking black the universe, using acidic shit and using white bitches' stomachs. You heard? Which is one of the illest motherfucking, that is the white man's, what you call it, his most sacred space in the world is his lady's womb. And if she go get that womb to somebody, right, and fuck up his bloodline, she's out of here. They getting her the fuck out of there. Like, no, you ain't finna fuck that up. My connection to my myth through your womb. Like, what? They don't play. You know what I mean? Look at y'all. Look at us. Mm-hmm. Everybody want a bump of that. Yeah. This is what you niggas be doing. Burning both sides of the motherfucking candle. Both ends. By the time the fires reach you, ain't shit. The legend. Y'all don't even know who that is. That's who made some of y'all illest actors in the whole world. And I'm gonna stop telling niggas, oh, this is too much game. I'm about to get this shit and streamline this game, man. For real. You know, these are my heroes. This type of shit I want to do. You know. Yeah. Do you think Thelonious Monk and them had conflicts with niggas? Huh? He was putting the Pilgrims in game. I heard he had a whatchamacallit. He had one of them robber barons, the Astor or Rockefeller. He's a legend. She was one of his whatchamacallits. They used to give him money. Look how they got the homie, had him in prison for the Atlanta child murders. He throwing a middle finger up. How the fuck you gonna kill 28 young black people in Atlanta and none of them had strangulations? They were asphyxiated with no signs of strangulation. When you read on that shit, what was they doing down there in Atlanta? That's the most Stranger Things ass shit. That's the most Stranger Things ass shit, and that's the police with the ASPCA luring kids and shit inside of them chambers that they kill dogs in. You heard? When a dog got to get euthanized, they put them in this shit that suck all the air out the shit immediately. If it ain't no fucking air to breathe, you heard? You die immediately. You heard? Boom. So, if you look up them cases, and then they got cases, they got whole fucking pages blanked out talking about that case and how vicious they were. So now, what the effects that shit had on Atlanta is ill. The effects that shit had on Atlanta is ill. And Atlanta is a very important location in the United States for, what you call it, for travel. Atlanta got a flight to everywhere. It have the most flights to anywhere in the world. I believe this is a fact. You heard? It's one of the most propitious locations for getting the fuck on anywhere you